All right. So thank you for your patience. Trying to get set up here. I'm just going to post a link to my website in the chat if anybody interested in that. And we're going to get set up here. So this is some chair yoga. It'll be a nice, gentle sort of flow and just exploration of what it's like to do yoga in a chair. So I'm going to set up my chair on top of my mat, just because the floor is kind of slippery and you don't want the chair to be sliding around when you're trying to do stuff. So if you're on carpet or you have like a grippy floor, that's a totally great spot to be. Sorry about that. If not, maybe set up a mat or something grippy for you to put the chair on. So the best kind of chair to do this, I think, is one of these folding metal chairs. Just because they're stable and it's not too much back. You don't want to have like too much of a back on the chair. If you want to utilize like putting your legs through the back, which is kind of a nice option sometimes. We might not do any of that today, but just so you know, for maybe next time we do some chair yoga, we might do more of that. So this is more of introduction to a little bit of chair yoga, and hopefully I can continue on doing more chair yoga offerings. So this is more of an introduction and exploration. So we're going to start seated in our chairs. Actually, closer. Okay. So seated in your chairs, you can have your hands whatever is comfortable for you. I'm just going to have them on my knees, and see if you can make your feet, your ankles directly under your knees so that you're stacking your knees above your ankles here, finding some stability and support. And you can let your hands fall to your side or prop them up on your legs. You could place one palm on top of the other, drop them in your lap. And just taking a moment here to connect to yourself. Sitting up tall, maybe just barely touching your back to the back of the chair so you can find some length here. Some length, reaching your tailbone into the chair as you reach the crown of your head up to the sky. And maybe close your eyes here for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe deep through the nose. And then open your mouth and let it out. Do this a few times, connecting to your breath. Deep full in. Open the mouth, let it out. 2 more like this. One more. Maybe open your eyes. Maybe have a gentle gaze. You're not too focused on anything in front of you. Just gonna roll through the shoulders. So keeping your hands wherever they are, wherever they're comfortable. Start to hunch your shoulders forward. You can round your back slightly. And then reach your shoulders up to your ears and then down your back and away from your ears. So we're gonna do a few rolls of the shoulders forward like this. And inhaling, reaching the shoulders forward, up to your ears, and then down your back and away from your ears. A few more like this. Inhale, reach your shoulders up and in. And exhale, slide them back and down. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, down and back. Last time, this way. Inhale, forward and up. and exhale down your back. And now we're going to do the reverse of that, just for fun, for a few. Reaching your shoulders back and down, and then reaching them up to your ears, and then forward, and then back. Reaching them away, and then up and forward, and then back down. And then one more, reaching your shoulders up and forward, and then back down. And we're just going to do a few rolls through the neck, just waking up, stretching out the top of our body. So go ahead and let your chin fall forward, any amount, it doesn't matter, just depends on where you're comfortable. And as always, trust your body to let you know when to stop. If you ever feel pain, just stop what you're doing and come out of it. Listen to yourself. I'll give you options. So reaching your head forward, maybe your chin forward. And then we're just going to inhale, reach your right ear to your right shoulder, and hold it there for a few breaths. Breathing into the left side of the neck. If you need more, you can reach your left hand out to the side, maybe reaching your head forward and back to find that sweet spot. Maybe even grabbing on to the side of the chair if you need more. Wherever you are, take a few breaths, holding here. Long, full inhales, filling up your belly. Maybe exhaling through the nose if that's all right with you. Finding some relaxation in the stretch. Then bring your hand back to your lap and exhale, let your chin fall forward. Holding here for an extra breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, reach your left ear to the left shoulder, getting that nice stretch through that right side of the neck into the shoulder. If you need more, reach your right arm out to the side or grab onto the chair. Maybe reaching your head back and forward, finding that sweet spot where that feels really nice in the side of the neck and down the shoulder. Staying here for a few breaths, maybe even closing your eyes, breathing through the nose if that's all right. Deep, full, big belly in. Slow exhale. And again, big belly inhale. Let it out. And then bring your hand back to your lap. And then next exhale, let your chin fall forward to your chest. And then go ahead and reach your head back to center, your chin maybe in line with the ground. We're going to go through a little bit of a cat-cow stretch. So coming forward on your chair a little bit so that your back is away from the back of the chair. And bring your hands to your knees. And make sure your knees, if you shift it forward, are stacked over your ankles again. And your knees can be together if you like to sit like that, or I like to have hips width distance. So keeping your hand gently on your knees, you can sort of use this grip to get a little deeper into your cat-cow, but try not to pull yourself into it. Let it come from within your torso. So as you inhale, go ahead and reach your chest through your arms and let the inhale expand through your belly and your chest, maybe reaching your collarbones and your sternum up to the sky. Big, long inhale. And as you exhale, press away, round your back to the back of the room, maybe reaching your arms more forward. And if you need to shift forward in your chair to get away from the back, totally cool. This first time, we're just finding the space that works for you. We're going to do a few rounds on your own time. Inhaling the chest forward, expanding the belly through the arms. And then exhale, rounding the back, maybe tucking your chin towards your chest. Inhaling forward, big belly expansion. And exhale, round it back. Inhale, chest forward, belly forward, expand. Exhale, round forward. Last time. Inhale, expand, chest forward, belly forward, and exhale, round back. On your next inhale, come back up to a long spine, a torso here. I'm going to do a few rounds of modified sun salutation seated, and then we might come to standing, if that's okay with you. So, we're going to go through the first option of that first here. Go ahead and release your hands from your thighs and reach them forward. Maybe reaching your palms to the front of the room, or having them in line with your midline. Either way, reaching the collarbones long, your shoulders away from your ears, but find some engagement through your belly to make sure your spine is long here and you're not arching in your back. Finding a long spine but expanding through the collarbones. This is your version of a chair Tadasana or mountain pose. You can press into your feet still, finding a little bit of engagement through the legs. We are going to use them later, so finding some activation here. Reaching those arms out and up overhead, keeping your shoulders away from your ears, your palms facing each other. Inhaling here, and then exhale, let your palms touch and bring them back through midline and let them fall away from you. Inhale one more time, arms up overhead. And this time, bring your hands through center and down to your sides. And if it's okay, shifting forward, reaching your belly onto your thighs, and letting yourself hunch over your legs. Go ahead and release any tension. This will be your forward fold seated. Maybe shaking your head yes, maybe shaking it no. Feeling that relaxation through the spine. And then maybe, if it's okay, we're going to round up, keeping your back hunched over. We're going to come back up to seated tall, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Coming up slow, your head is the last thing to come up. And then inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. You can even touch your palms together if you need more. And then exhale, see if you can release your hands out to the side as you fold forward, hinging at the hips, coming to fold forward as you exhale. And then inhale, come to a half lift. Bring your hands to your shins as you reach a long spine forward, still half hinged at the hips. And then go ahead and fold forward again on the exhale. And then inhale, see if you can come up with a long spine. Come back up to seated. And keeping your hands to either side of the chair. And we're going to flow through that a few times, just waking up the torso and the shoulders. Inhaling, arms out and up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Letting it go. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to your shins, reaching your chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up to seated with a long spine. Back to your Tadasana. Last time like that. Inhale, arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold over, hinging at the hips. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then inhale, long spine, come all the way up to seated. All right, we're going to explore a little bit of some leg activation here. So, if you're feeling good in the core, awesome. And if you want to stay seated here, this is a totally fine place to be. But if you're ready, maybe bring your right knee into your chest, wrapping your fingers around the shin or around the thigh behind the shin. Whatever works for you, finding a place there. and pulling that into your chest as you're reaching your chest forward. Holding here for a moment, feeling that nice pressure in the hip. And then, if you'd like to keep a little bit of ab engagement, reaching that leg long out in front of you, keeping your torso tall, release the arms and hold it there for a few breaths. Inhale here and exhale. Bring your belly button into your spine. And then exhale, release that foot back down. Maybe shake it out, maybe windshield wiper your knees side to side here. If it did, pull a little bit in that hip flexor. I'm going to do that on the other side. So reaching that knee in towards your chest, maybe grabbing the thigh or over the shin, whatever you did on the other side, and bring it into your chest. Try to keep your back away from the back of the chair, if that's okay with you. Reaching your chest forward, feeling that nice crease in the hip, expansion through the chest. Breathing here. And then, if you are ready, reaching that leg out long in front of you, engaging, doing it from the core, keeping your back away from the back of the chair if possible, reaching your hands to the side. One more breath, inhale, exhale, hold. And then next inhale, let it go, sitting up tall, maybe releasing your knees side to side here. And if you are okay coming from seated to standing and then back to seated a few times, we're gonna flow through a sun salutation coming to standing in Tadasana instead of a seated Tadasana. So just know you can always stay seated the entire time. But if you'd like a little bit more, we're gonna flow through to standing. So reaching those arms out and up overhead on an inhale, reaching that spine long. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, let it go. Inhale, half lift, reaching your chest forward. And exhale, fold forward. With a long spine, come into your Tadasana seated, or if you're ready, come up to standing, reaching those arms up overhead. And then exhale, go ahead and sit back down to the chair. Back through seated Tadasana. I'm going to flow through that 2 more times. Inhale, arms out and up overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your Tadasana, seated or standing. Bring your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands down to your side. Seated. One last time. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Coming up to Tadasana, seated or standing. And then exhale, slowly come back to your seat. And release, relax. Take a moment here to catch your breath. We're going to come into a gentle figure 4 stretch. So bringing your right knee up into your chest and crossing your right ankle over your left knee and sitting tall here. Maybe shifting forward so your back isn't touching the back of the chair. And reaching this forward, flexing that right foot back towards your right knee to protect that right knee. And sitting tall here. If you'd like, if you need more, you can gently press that right knee away from your hip. We're just staying here, breathing here. If you need more with a long spine here, reaching your chest forward, you can start to hinge at the hips with a long spine and reaching over towards your forward fold here. Wherever you are breathing, finding a place where your hands can be gentle on your body, reminding yourself to listen to your body. Taking some nice deep breaths here. When you're ready, inhaling, coming up to seated in long spine. And then releasing that knee and that foot back to the ground. If you'd like to do a little bit of windshield wiper, go ahead, reset, and get ready for the other side. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. Reaching that left knee in towards your chest, crossing that left ankle over your right knee, flexing that left foot, and sitting tall here. This is a fantastic place. If you need more, you can press that left knee gently away from your body, or start to shift forward, hinging at the hips if you need more. If you are good right here, feel it. Feel that nice stretch through the hip. Feels really nice seated. Sometimes when we do this on the mat, you don't really get into all those juicy places you can feel while you're seated. Just a few more breaths. Listening to your body, finding your edge. Inhaling that long spine wherever you are. And exhaling, feeling that stretch. On your next inhale, coming up to a seated position, long spine, wherever you are. And then release the foot from the knee and plant both soles of your feet onto the ground, underneath your knees. And then begin a little rock side to side, shaking out those hips. Lovely. And we're going to do a gentle seated twist like this. So sitting up tall and long, you're going to start to turn your torso over to the right. You can have your hands gently placed, both hands, on that right thigh, and start reaching your chest towards the right side of the room. This is a great place to be if both hands are on the right thigh, placed gently, not working into it. If you need more, you can reach that right hand back behind you to any part of the chair that feels good. You can even put your elbow on the back. Whatever feels good for you, keeping both feet planted, press your feet into the ground as you reach your chest forward, that spine long, and exhale, go ahead and twist even more. Inhale, reach long spine, maybe start looking over to the right. Exhale, releasing into that twist. Wherever you are, listening to your body. If you need to go deeper or if you need to come back, wherever you are, listen. Inhaling, finding length, and exhaling, twisting. One more breath here. Inhaling, finding length, and exhaling, releasing into that twist. And on your next inhale, come back through center, hands on your thighs, sitting up tall. Maybe give yourself a little side to side, moving your right shoulder down towards your right hip, and then your left shoulder a little side to side. That stretch. And then we're going to twist to the other side. Sitting up long and tall, shifting forward away from the back of the chair, like you have somebody's pulling your hair to the ceiling. Such a long spine, such a beautiful spine here. Inhaling, and then go ahead and bring both hands to that left thigh, gently without torquing yourself. Inhaling, running across the chest, and then turning your chest to the left. Maybe start looking over to the left. Inhaling here with a long spine and exhaling, twisting into it. Maybe if you need more, reaching that left arm around to the chair, grabbing whatever part you want, just for stability. Don't try to use that to work yourself deeper. Inhaling a long spine and exhaling, twisting from the torso, using your arms as kickstands more so than twerks. Inhaling a long spine and exhaling, twisting into it. One more breath here. Inhaling a long spine and exhaling into it. Just kidding. We'll do one more breath just because this feels so good. Inhaling long spine, exhaling into it. Inhale, coming back through center, hands on your thighs, reaching your head to the sky, the top of your head to the sky. And we're going to do that sort of lateral stretch like we did after the other side. But if you'd like to incorporate even deeper lateral stretch, you can reach that right arm out and up in line with your ear, making sure that your palm is facing your midline, so your hand is not out, but your palm is facing in. Seeing if you can release that shoulder away from your ear, and then maybe using your left hand to grab onto the chair for support as you reach that arm to the sky and maybe overhead, reaching, spinning that chest to the sky, not letting it collapse. And wherever you are, you don't have to be here. You can just be here, reaching it over. Wherever you are, inhaling, finding length and expansion, and exhale, feeling it, holding it. And then inhale back through center. Sitting up tall. We're going to do that on the other side. So if you'd like some in between, just move a little bit side to side. Shoulders up, one shoulder up, one shoulder down. And we're going to go to the other side. So as always, you can just start here. Reach that left shoulder away from your ear, but reach up towards the sky. And if you need more, reaching that left arm up and over in line with your ear, releasing that shoulder away from your ear, keeping that palm face towards your head. And then releasing that right hand to the chair. Grab whatever you'd like. Give yourself a little bit of support here. And then inhaling, reaching that arm up, your chest up to the sky. And then go ahead and exhale into it. Wherever you are, finding length and feeling good. If it doesn't feel good, come back. Take a step back. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, release into it. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale your way back through center. Sitting up tall, maybe a little side to side, shake it out. Maybe your knees too. Do a little dance, a little chair dance. Shake everything out. Feeling that juiciness in your body. And then we're going to come to a few semi-standing poses. We'll give you the options to come off the chair if you'd like, but you can always keep your butt on this chair, support yourself where you need. So we're going to first reach, pick up that right foot, and step it out to the right, opening up that right knee towards the right. It doesn't have to be far at all. You can keep it there, just opening it up a little bit. If you'd like, try and turn those right toes out to the right, in line maybe with the right leg of the chair. And sitting up tall here, keeping your torso reaching towards the center, and just the leg reaches out to the side. Find a little expansion through that right thigh here. And then maybe stepping your right foot back through center. We'll just open up the left side. Same thing. Stepping that left foot up, reaching it over to the side, any amount. Toes can face a 45-degree angle, maybe towards the core, opening up through the inner thigh. And breathing here. That thigh. And then maybe stepping that foot back in through center. And we're going to do both feet at the same time now. So we're going to open that right foot out to the right, and maybe not as far as you did the other time. The first time you did it, maybe keeping it in a little bit, because we're going to do the same thing. Left thigh out to the left. And now both of our thighs are reaching away from the hips, maybe reaching your feet at a 45-degree angle, slightly away from you, and making sure that your knees are stacked over your ankles. And wherever your toes are facing, make sure your knees are in line. Make sure your knees and your toes are facing the same direction. It doesn't matter any amount. Opening here. And we're coming into our goddess pose. This is a great place to be seated, because you can really feel that stretch. And even if you're just going to stay seated, press into your feet as if you were going to stand up, pressing down into your feet, and maybe reaching your arms out to the side to a T in line with your shoulders. Maybe bending at the elbow, cactus arms for our classic goddess pose. If you want to bring your forefinger and your thumb together, holding here. If you need more, you can bring your knees in slightly to sit up into goddess without the support of the chair. You can always just come right back down to seated. Trying to stack those ankles underneath the knees. Wherever you are, up off the chair, come back to the seat, using the chair as support. Inhaling here, deep through the nose, and open the mouth, let it go. One more like that. Inhale fully through the nose, open the mouth, let it go. And then release your hands, and go ahead and bring your knees back to center, 1 foot at a time, stepping it in. Back to the front, feet in front of you, knees stacked over ankles. And we're just going to flow through a forward fold, just in between some of these poses that are utilizing the legs. So inhaling, arms out and up, reach tall and long. And then exhale, fold forward, inch forward over the leg. Let it all go. We're going to inhale, half lift, fingertips to the shins. And then exhale, fold forward. If you can grab your feet, go ahead and grab your feet. Release your head, shake it no, shake it yes. And then release your toes or your feet if you grab them. And then we're going to come just up to seated below the spine. Come all the way up. We're going to come into a version of Warrior 2. We're going to start with that right leg, reaching that right foot out and over to the right, maybe more than we did for Goddess, pointing those right toes out to the right. And we're going to reach that left foot over to the left. And we're going to straighten that left leg out to the left, picking up the foot and seeing if we can straighten it out. And then planting the sole of the foot onto the ground, turning those toes in so that the left foot is maybe parallel to the side edge of the mat or the wall back behind you. And, wiggling into it. If you want to stay here, totally great. If you want to maybe shift so that only your right thigh is on the chair, and you can really reach that back foot even further away, this is also a great place. Wherever you are, turn those left toes in slightly and press that foot away from you. Even if the chair is supporting your weight, you're pressing into both feet, stacking that right knee over that right ankle, and then let your torso spin up to the front. Finding that stretch and strength through the legs, reaching those arms out to a T if you'd like, in line with your shoulders. Maybe reach your palms to the sky to release those shoulders away from your ears. And then let your palms face down, holding here. If you really need more, you can press up off the chair, holding here, your own weight and your own feet. If you want to just explore, come right back down. It's totally fine. Inhaling, pressing up, and exhaling, sitting back down. Or just stay here, finding whatever works for you. And we might do a little reverse warrior, if that's okay with you. Let your left hand gently touch your left leg here, reaching this right arm up. Maybe reaching it over if you'd like, or just up to the sky, finding a little bit of that lateral stretch in that right side. Keeping your chest facing up to the sky. No weight in this back hand. You can even put it hand on your hip. Inhaling here, exhaling here. Inhale back through center. And if you would like, you're going to bring your right elbow, forearm to that right thigh, reaching that left arm to the sky here. Maybe reaching it overhead. Maybe you're staying in your warrior two position. Maybe your hands are down and it's just feeling the leg. Totally fine, wherever you are. Inhale to feel it, and expand, and exhale to sit in it. One last breath, inhaling, expanding, and exhaling, relaxing into it. Coming back up to your warrior two, one more breath, holding here, and then exhale, release your hands, and we're gonna start with that back straight leg. We're going to bring that in. You can grab onto the chair with your right hand if that's okay. And you can press into that back leg, sort of shift your hips forward if you are mostly on that right leg, trying to get your butt to the center of the chair, and then bringing that back leg in through center, bringing that right leg back through center, sitting up long and tall here. Exhaling, letting it go. I'm going to flow through a little folding sequence before doing it on the other side. So inhale your arms out and up overhead. And exhale, folding forward, relaxing into it. Inhale for a half lift, chest forward, fingertips to your shins. And for exhale, folding forward. And inhale, the long spine coming up to your seat. Hands on your thighs. And we're going to come in to the other side. Our left leg, picking up that foot and reaching it over to the left. Trying to face your left toes out to the left. Stacking your knee over your ankle, and maybe shifting your hips to the edge of the right side of the chair. This time, setting it up there, totally great. Stacking your knee over your ankle, your left toes facing out to the left. And then we can add on this right leg. Maybe shifting your weight forward over that left leg to straighten out that right leg back behind that. Right, that left leg, right leg goes out, straight out. Your toes are going to find the ground and turn in slightly. So in warrior two, we want to find this front heel or your front left heel in line with your back right arch. But that's not as important when we're supported by the chair. So wherever you are is great. I need to shift over a little bit so it doesn't dig into my hip too much. Finding a comfortable place in that chair. The things we want to make sure we're keeping track of is finding strength as we press our right leg away and stacking that left knee over that left ankle, making sure our toes and our knee are pointing in the same direction. Sitting up tall wherever you are, maybe hands on your hips to try and stack your torso over your hips. And then reaching those arms out to a T if you'd like. Beautiful warrior twos. We can really find some nice alignment here in this chair that we wouldn't be able to without it. It's really nice to see. Maybe this is, a 90-degree angle in your leg. You can't really get that if you're just supporting your own weight. Pressing into both feet. If you'd like to play around with a little bit of pressing up and away from the chair, go ahead and do that on the inhale. Press up and away, and exhale, sit back down. If you want to stay asleep, totally great option. Stay here, hand on the hips, totally cool. Wherever you want to be. Inhale, maybe reach up and away, and exhale, release back down. We're going to flow through that reverse warrior. So let your hands fall heavy away from your shoulders, and maybe planting that right hand on your right thigh, or maybe bringing it to your belly or your hip, but don't let any weight press into it. Maybe staying here, or maybe reaching that left arm out to the side and up overhead, keeping your chest facing forward, maybe reaching your chest up to the sky, maybe reaching that arm up and over your head for a nice reverse warrior. Inhaling here, expanding through the chest, and exhaling, holding. One last breath, inhaling here, and exhaling, releasing. Coming back through center, maybe your arms to a T this time. Maybe reaching that left forearm, that left elbow to reach that left thigh. Maybe reaching that right arm to the sky. Maybe reaching it overhead, wherever you are, finding length. Inhaling, finding expansion, and exhaling into it. One more breath in, and let it go. Coming back up through your warrior two. One more time. If you can, reach your arms out to the side, finding some strength. You are a warrior here. And then exhaling your hands to your hips, maybe using that back leg to help you shift your hips more towards the center of your chair, pressing your hands into it if you need some support, and then maybe swinging that right foot and knee back through center, picking up that left foot and swinging back through center. Back to our seated position. Maybe windshield wiper those legs. Release all the work we did. And then sitting up tall. I'm going to flow through one more forward fold sequence here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, folding over your legs. Releasing your head. Inhaling, lift, hands to the shins. Chest forward. And exhale, fold. Let it go. Shaking that head. And on this next inhale, maybe round up this time, snapping one vertebrae on top of the other. Till your head gently floats up on top of the rest of your spine. And we're going to do a bit of a quad stretch here. And in order to do that, we're going to come to standing. So you can always stay here seated. If that's comfortable for you, that's great. But with all the hinging, it'll be nice to get a little bit of a stretch in the quads. So sitting up, come to the side of your chair and bring your left hand to the back of the chair, pressing your left foot into the ground underneath the edge of the chair, and then let your right knee press into the chair here. You can press your weight into that knee if you need, and then work on stretching that front right hip flexor out. Or if you'd like, go ahead and grab that foot back behind you and find even more of a stretch. If that balance works for you, keep your hand on the back of that chair. You can always keep your right knee planted on that chair as well. Wherever you are, take a few breaths here. Maybe wiggle your leg forward and back if you're balanced. Finding that nice stretch in the front of the hip. Then exhale, wherever that knee is, go ahead and plant your foot, release back to the ground. I'm just gonna walk around the chair to the other side. Do the other side. So keeping that right hand on the back of the chair now, we're gonna do a left stretch in the left leg. So bringing that left knee to the chair if you can, that's all right with you. Moving that right foot wherever it feels supported for you, stepping it under the hip. Staying here, or if you're feeling balanced and want that quad stretch, grabbing onto that left ankle or foot, whatever you can grab back behind you, keeping that knee on the chair if you need, or if you want some balance, lifting it off the chair, pulling here, maybe reaching the foot back and forward, finding some stretch through the front of that quad. Wherever you are is perfect. You're doing fantastic here. Give me a few breaths. See if you can reach your chest forward and have a long spine here as you get this nice stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Then release that foot if you have it. Releasing that knee if it's planted on the chair. Bringing both feet to the ground and then walking back around to seated in your chair. Coming back to seated, maybe your legs at good distance, stacking the knees over the ankles. I'm going to go through just a few rounds of that cat-cow, just finding a little bit more length in the back as we start to close our sequence here. Inhaling the chest forward, expanding it through your arms, and exhaling round into the back. Maybe you have to shift yourself forward so that your back isn't resting on the backrest. Inhaling your chest forward, and exhale, folding forward, rounding it back. Inhale, chest forward, expand through the belly, and exhale, round your back. You're gonna do maybe a little bit of a hamstring stretch. If you're feeling it, go ahead and straighten that left leg out in front of you. And maybe start to hinge at the hips, reaching that left foot straight out in front of you, flexing that foot, keeping the heel on the ground. Maybe bring your hands to your hips and maybe work on shifting your torso over towards that left leg. If you need more, you can grab a hold of that foot and really come into that nice and deep hamstring stretch. Or staying here and hinging forward is a great option. Reaching your chest forward, long spine, hinging at the hips. Giving those hamstrings some stretching and love. One more breath here. Inhaling, expanding through your belly. Exhale, fold it forward. And inhale, coming back through center. Go ahead and plant that left foot back underneath of the left knee. And straighten out that right leg out in front of you. Flexing the foot so that your toes are reaching back towards your face. Stay here, that's a great place to be. If you need more, reaching your torso up first and then start hinging from the hips. Reaching the chest towards those right toes. Reaching forward if you need. If you need more and you have very flexible hamstring, you can reach both hands forward and grab onto those toes. Try and find that long spine even if you're going to the more advanced option. Wherever you are, finding a long spine. One more breath in here and out. And inhale, bring your torso up first, and then go ahead and drag that heel back in so that you're stacking your knees over your heels. Release those hands. We'll do one more. Inhale, circling the arms up overhead. Exhale, hanging forward, reaching your hands down to the ground. Nice fold, shaking the head out. Inhale for a half lift, reaching that chest forward, long spine. And exhale, fold it all forward. Letting it go. And then inhale, coming up to a seat with the long spine, hands on your thighs. And we're just going to take a few moments here, sitting up tall. If you need to do any more movement, shifting windshield wiper your knees, rolling through the shoulders, wherever you need to be. We're going to sit up tall and long here. Inhaling, and then exhaling. Go ahead and shift your butt back so that your back is supported by the chair. So you still want to find some length through the torso, but it's okay if you're angled back. This is going to be our version of Shavasana. So finding some relaxation here. You can even straighten the legs out, maybe let them splay open a little bit so that your knees don't need to be stacked over your ankles. You can have your hands on you're comfortable and supported without punching. So maybe lean back a little bit if that's okay with your chest. Keeping a longish spine here, but relaxing into it. Releasing your hands to your thighs, and maybe stacking one, the palm on top of the other. Maybe closing your eyes here. One big, long belly breath in, expanding through that belly. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. One more. Big belly inhale. Open the mouth and let it go. Closing the eyes here. Releasing any tension in the muscles of the face, around the eyes. Releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And finding some relaxation. You can release the control you had over the breath. Sitting in stillness and relaxation. These next few moments are for you. Tune inward. Noticing how you're doing. Do you feel like your mind is more connected to your body now? Go ahead and feel all through your body and your mind. Finding stillness and relaxation. A few more breaths on your own. Start to wake your body back up. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Start taking this long inhale breath. And open the mouth, let it go. One more like that. Start to wiggle the wrists and the ankles. Maybe shifting forward, coming back to that nice long position, stacking the knees over the ankles, shoulders over your hips, sitting up tall and long, keeping your eyes closed if that's okay with you. Bringing your hands, your palms together, your hand in towards your heart, pressing your thumbs into your sternum, keeping your eyes closed, maybe bowing your head, thanking yourself for coming here and being gentle with your body. Moving and stretching. From my heart, I honor and respect you. or in other words, namaste. So I want to thank you for tuning in. This was a really fun pop-up class. It's something I've been trying to do for a long time now. I finally had the chance. Now that everything is so smoky and I can't go play outside, I can have fun here with this. So if you want to say hi, pop up in the chat. Say hey, I'd love to hear from you. And I'll post it in the description below. No pressure, but I am accepting donations through Venmo at Eva-Lopez-58. I'll put it in the description below. And 10% of that goes to the Buckeye Tree Lodge for letting me use this studio space, and then 50% will go towards wildfire support and to wildlife conservation. So, and I always do a Tuesday morning, 5:45 a.m. yoga rise and shine class. There are modifications. That is more of an intense practice. But hopefully I'll be able to have some more time to do more chair stuff with you guys. And thank you for tuning in. And let me know if you have any questions. I posted a link to my website in the chat, and I'll put it in the description below. You can always contact me through my website and take a look at some other stuff that I do. So thank you again, and have a great rest of your day.